There's obviously a growing conversation and acknowledgement around the role of family businesses. But you have a particular take that I find fascinating around making a distinction between a family business and a business family. And I would love for you to start us off by really just pulling apart what is the difference and how would you think about those two kind of concepts?
Great question. Thank you. So something we've been thinking about for a long time. So to us, a family business is where one family is orientated around a business. So it's typically around the first and second generation where the family's there to serve the business. The distinction is a business family, where we go from the second to the third generation, where the emphasis is on the family and not the business. So typically first gen, the family's there to serve the business, and often the family lives nearby the business. The second gen comes along and has mum or dad's passion as their legacy, but they want a bit of balance. They saw how hard the first generation work, so they seek to balance this thing around family and business. And sometimes that's hard for the first gen to see. But by the time the second gen starts to transition to the third gen is saying this was grandma or grandpa's love and passion and legacy, not necessarily ours, but the family is good at business. So that's how we transition from a family serving one business to a business family, where we say, okay, we're a family, but we're really good at business. So how do we accommodate different interests and different passions and have more than one business? So it's really a maturity thing that starts to click in around the second or third generation.
Does it have to have scale as well, or could you still transition to being a business family but only have one business?
Love it. It's a mindset.
Okay.
It's a mindset. It's rather than saying we all have to fit this one business, because often families grow faster than businesses. So people get crowded out or left behind, or there's unnecessary tension and competition, where it's a mindset to say, well, we don't have to be that big, but how do we help the next gen get into a business? We have an agricultural client in Queensland where it's a strong business, vertically integrated, and they'll help the third gen start their own businesses that they're passionate about if it can serve the business, whether it's transport or logistics, but just to get them going. So, and then they can grow from
kind
there.
Of the first client.
Absolutely. But again, it's that mindset that yes, we're a family and we're good at business. So let's help start another business.
Are there particular either personality types or generations that struggle more with that? Because you were describing some of those changes that happen, and I would imagine it's pretty difficult if you have started something from scratch and you have a certain kind of work ethic, probably a certain kind of personality, and then different people start to come into the mix over time. Is that a thing, or am I?
Absolutely. And you might have picked up on my body language. It's really funny because to be a founder of a business, you're a different sort of person. You don't like to conform. You want to create your own destiny. You're action orientated and you're a risk taker. Often that can't be taught. And despite what the first gen think, it's not genetic, right? So it's more of a personality trait. And the second gen come along and they're more akin to professional managers, whereas a founder was the entrepreneurial risk taker. The next gen are saying, okay, we're not mum or not dad, let's find a space in the business. And they usually join the business as it starts to grow and need systems and processes. So you attract systems and process people. They're not risk takers. They're not always entrepreneurs, but you might get a second gen or a third gen who is very much like the founder. And it can go remarkably well and they grow the business, or it can create a massive tension like having two bulls in the paddock.